Hi folks, and welcome to TK Power Sports. My name is Steven, and today I'm here to tell you about this, the all-new Kawasaki Ridge. The Ridge is an all-new unit from the ground up, and it's looking to take on things like the Yamaha RMAX 1000, the Polaris General, and the Can-Am Commander. You know that because it has that fully dumping bed on the back, but honestly, the highlight here is probably the powertrain. So right now, let's go over all the details that you need to know on the new Ridge. The Ridge is going to be offered in two different flavors when it launches. You'll get the base model and then also the Ridge XR, which is more about extreme fun performance out there on the trail. Regardless though of which one you go for, both will use the same engine. It is a 999cc inline 4-cylinder engine. It uses dual overhead cams and a 4-valve per cylinder configuration. Now in the base Ridge model, it makes 92 horsepower and 65.5 pound-feet of torque. If you do upgrade to the Ridge XR, the power is also higher. You can get 116 horsepower and 74 pound-feet of torque. So yes, jumping up to the XR is gonna bring you more power. All that power is going to be sent through a CVT, so a typical side-by-side belt-driven transmission. But Kawi does say that the CVT here has been tuned for better engine braking than what they have offered in the past. Now there will be 3 different drive modes: work, normal, and sport. And then when it comes to 4-wheel drive, you'll have 3 settings: 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive with a rear differential locker. Now let's talk about the dimensions and the important specs before we get into the interior. And yes, that is one area where the Ridge is really staking its claim on a luxury side of the market, offering a full cab with HVAC and doors and glass. We'll get into that, but for now, let me hit you with all the important numbers. So first of all, the Ridge is 64 inches wide. It has a wheelbase of 90.7 inches and ground clearance of 14 inches on the standard model, though that drops to 13.6 inches on the Ranch and on the Limited model. Now the standard Ridge gets 27-inch tires, which are wrapped around 14-inch wheels. When you step up to the Ridge XR, those tires also get bigger. They're now 30-inch tires, and thanks to that, the Ridge XR gets more ground clearance as well. Total there is 14.5 inches and just 14.3 inches on models with HVAC. So 27-inch tires on standard and 30 on the XR. So the XR is more powerful and it's getting better clearance thanks to larger tires. Looking at the suspension, it is a double wishbone setup here on the Ridge. It's fully independent, and travel comes in at 12.7 inches for both the front and the back. Now what really sets the recreation utility segment apart is the fact that these machines are designed to have fun on the trails, but they also offer a fully dumping bed, and the Ridge is no different. There is a gas assist shock underneath that bed, and there are handles on the driver and passenger side to be able to dump it. Now talking about dimensions, that bed is 35 inches long, 49 inches wide, and 12.8 inches deep with a load carrying capacity of 1,000 pounds. And yes, the Ridge will also come with a standard 2-inch hitch receiver, and towing on the model is rated at 2,000 pounds. The bed has some useful features built in as well. Slots for cargo dividers, has D-rings in the corners, and you can remove the tailgate without any tools at all. Plus, there are octagonal cutouts in the bed walls where you can install Kawasaki accessories. So like every other brand, Kawasaki will have a large accessory catalog that you can go through and then add things onto your machine. Now let's look at the interior, and I would say this is where Kawasaki's really trying to set the Ridge apart with a more automotive, luxurious feel. Now the base Ridge model is still sort of a standard side by side. You do get a 3-person seating position with a 3-person bench. There's an adjustable driver's seat and steering wheel. Doors are standard on all models, but it does depend which model you get as to which doors you're gonna get. There is an automotive style ignition key, which is pretty cool. Floor lighting and backlit switches are gonna be on every Ridge model. There's a bunch of storage spots in the dash, which include a glove box, an upper glove box, and then another lidded storage area. And when it comes to plugins, yes, you get 2 USB ports here and a DC power outlet. So when it comes to the basic Ridge model, you're not getting that full cab, but you're still getting some nicer luxury appointments. It's when you step up into the Ridge HVAC or the Ridge Limited when, yeah, things get pretty luxurious and a lot more truck-like. The truly luxurious models here are the Ridge HVAC and the Ridge Limited because they come with a full enclosed cab. That includes heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. You're getting a glass windshield, full doors, powered windows, rear glass behind you, just a plastic roof, but that also has an interior roof liner. Then you're getting a windshield wiper, a rear view mirror, and even a little interior ceiling light. So yes, they've really tried to make this automotive style so you feel like you're in your car or truck. A 7-inch TFT LCD display is also part of this package, so you're getting infotainment. That screen is going to offer all the relevant information for your machine, and then you can also hook up to it with your phone through Bluetooth and access GPS, communications. You can share rider profiles, and you can even log your trips. One note on that though, as of right now, it's iOS only. So you have to have an Apple phone to be able to hook up to this thing. If you use Android, I am assuming they're working on it, but as of right now, you can't hook up with an Android phone. I mentioned the Ridge Limited. Well, that is the top of the line model, so of course it will come with all of the features, including a worn winch that uses synthetic rope. But one interesting difference is there's also going to be the Ridge Ranch Edition, just like they have on the Mule, and the Ranch Edition is going to use a steel cable, but it still does get a winch as standard. One other feature I have to mention is when you do step up to the Ridge Limited, you also get an 8-inch Garmin Tread off-road navigation system. This nav system allows things like group ride info, so you can ride with others and see them on your screen, and it allows for communication between units. But once again, be advised that it is iOS only, at least right now. Well, folks, I've pretty much told you everything there is to know about the Ridge, but there's one big question: what will it cost? Well, they haven't given us all the prices, but I will share with you what they did give us. So the 2024 Kawasaki Ridge Ranch Edition is gonna cost $23,999 US. Step up to the HVAC version, of course, that comes with the full cab, the heat and air conditioning, and you're talking about $29,999 US, so 30 grand. And then finally, the Kawasaki Ridge Limited, which comes in metallic shadow gold paint, is gonna sell for $33,499 in the US. Now, pricing on the absolute base model has not been released, so it should be a little lower than $23,999. And then pricing on the Ridge XR models hasn't been released either, so we don't know what that sportier XR is going to cost, but still that gives you a decent range from $24,000 up to $34,000 for the standard Ridge. That is it on the Ridge, but there's one other update on Kawasaki ATVs I have to tell you about, and it is coming to the 2024 Kawasaki Brute Force 750. Now, this thing still uses a 749cc V-twin engine, and many of the actual specs and internal components haven't changed, but I will tell you what has been updated. There is brand new styling, including all new bodywork. There's a new 4.3-inch full-color TFT display, new LED lighting featuring a handlebar-mounted LED light, new rugged plastic cargo covers, and new hand guards. So a lot of little upgrades, but honestly the biggest thing here is styling. Take a look at it, you can see for yourself. The Brute Force looks totally different now, and it is a welcome upgrade to a model that hasn't been touched for a long, long time. So while it would have been nice to get some mechanical upgrades, still, it's good to see Kawasaki hasn't forgotten about the brute force and has brought it into the modern era. Well, folks, that is it for this one. So now please go in the comments, let me know what you think of the brand new Kawasaki Ridge. As always, while you're down below, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member of TK Power Sports, and then come right back here to the channel to see what we're testing next.